Hello there. Day 1 of the annual 2-day Notting Hill Carnival saw 90 arrests and 3 stabbings. So mostly peaceful, of course. This Notting Hill Carnival thing is fated by the woke left as a beacon of diversity and the success of multi-culti policies. But all I see are worried property owners digging out the timber and wood sheeting every year to protect their assets from damage. And then a long list of violence and crimes that were committed during the carnival coming out of the Met Police News Department. Let's have a quick look at the sort of event we're on about. So there we have it. The street absolutely rammed to overcapacity. Does that look safe to you? Would you take your children into that? I would not. Then you had people climbing all over the wooden structures put up by those concerned property owners. And I'll ask the obvious question. Had that structure collapsed, who would be sued or held criminally liable for injury? The person clambering all over the property and possibly trespassing into the bargain? Or the property owner? And you all know full well who would be sued, don't you? And look at these railings here. One shove from the heaving crowd and someone gets impaled. Once again, who would get it in the neck for that? Then there's that useless blob of police officers. What are they supposed to be achieving in that huge compressed throng of people? They cannot possibly effect arrests of the ne'er-do-wells while struggling just to maintain their footing. Or is that the latest form of mass twerking, maybe? At least it looks like they're wearing stab vests for the stab fest. And what would have happened had an ambulance, or heaven forbid a fire engine, been needed in there? And here's the Met Police list of known crimes up to 9 o'clock last night. Hundreds of thousands of people came to Notting Hill Carnival today, Sunday the 25th of August, to enjoy a fantastic celebration. Our officers have been on duty working to keep them safe as part of a very carefully planned policing operation. Yes, it looked like it, didn't it? The police officers in that video did look to be working hard at keeping people safe. Themselves, by the look of it. Had a criminal event occurred even just 10 yards from them, they would likely have been totally unaware of it and unable to do anything about it either. The Met report goes on. Regrettably, a minority came to commit crime and engage in violence. And now we come to the mostly peaceful bit. We're aware of 3 stabbings. A 32-year-old woman is in hospital in a life-threatening condition. A 29-year-old man is in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and we await an update on the condition of a 24-year-old man. Just another Notting Hill Carnival, it seems, with 15 police officers being assaulted. Nothing to see here. Let's hope and pray those affected make a full and speedy recovery. And I don't remember hearing about anything like that during the recent so-called far-right riots, do you? Now here's a Met Police answer to a Freedom of Information request on the number of stabbings at these carnivals over the years. 2017, 12 stabbings, no fatal stabbings. 2018, 7 stabbings, no fatal stabbings. 2019, 18 stabbings, no fatal stabbings. 2022, 7 stabbings, including 1 fatal stabbing. And 2023, 10 stabbings, no fatal stabbings. And that's from the Met Police itself. And this is what the Met says about the total number of arrests at Notting Hill Carnivals for all the years where such data is available. Sunday arrests, 110. Monday arrests, 198. Total, 308. So are we expecting even more stabbings and crime today? And let's take a look at the rest of the Met Police statement from last night, shall we? 90 arrests have been made so far for the following offences. 10 assaults on an emergency worker. 18 for possession of an offensive weapon. 4 for sexual offences. Now that is one thing I definitely do not remember coming out of the far-right rallies and so-called riots. 8 for possession of Class A drugs. 4 for possession of nitrous oxide, better known as laughing gas. 1 theft from a person. Pickpocketing, one assumes. And only 1. 8 for possession with intent to supply drugs. 6 for assault. 4 for robbery. 13 for possession of Class B drugs. 5 for possession of other drugs. 1 for a public order offence, and 8 other offences. Quite a list, isn't it? And that's just day 1. Wonder what today will bring with it. Now the woke lefties will just shrug that off as small beer compared to the number of people that were there. But I want to know how many of these will be fast-tracked through the justice system with no bail. But the answer to that will no doubt be that there are no prison or police cells available at the moment, because they're too busy banging up those of the far right that shouted hurty words at police dogs. So I do have to ask, what's worse, stabbings, possession of weapons and Class A drugs, or posting irritating things on Facebook? Well, once again, we all know the answer to that one, don't we? And now to the event organisers. I would think that had that been an event organised by those from the far right, there would be manic calls to ban any such event ever taking place again, don't you? As well as banning the organisers from ever organising such a thing again. Yes, of course there would. The level of stabbings, crime and the rest of it that will be deemed as acceptable and tolerable is all down to the perceived political leanings of those in attendance. And I maintain that had that been what the woke deemed as a far-right rally, it would never have been described as mostly peaceful. No, there would be demands for a recall of Parliament, Cobra meetings all day, and the riot squad would be in there hard and fast on day 2. But that is not happening, is it?